Would I be the a-hole if I asked my best friend not to date a guy I used to be with? This comes from the ROK Storytime subreddit. Let's get into it. So, I, female 28, have been best friends with Ash, female 28, since we were 12. We've gone through periods where we got busy doing other stuff and didn't talk or hang out for months. But ultimately, we always came back together. Last year, Ash got divorced from her awful ex and hopped onto Tinder, feeling like her 20s were pretty much wasted on that trash she embraced. She embraced her newfound freedom, and I encouraged and supported her with this. Always being her point of contact if she was in what she felt like was a bad situation. I was there to pick her up night or day. That's very nice of you. So recently she tells me about this guy that she's been talking to. She's still not up for anything serious, but he's nice and they have a lot of the same interests. Then she showed me a picture and my stomach dropped. The guy turned out to be someone I had a thing with years ago when I turned 18. And this was a time me and Ash were doing our own thing. At the time, I was young, dumb, and being strung along by my ex on and off, and it really messed with my head. The guy, let's call him Matt, knew my ex, but still pursued me, and he was nice. We had a lot in common, and he was really sweet and thoughtful, and I really, really liked him. The problem was my ex and friend group at the time. Matt was a little shorter than the average guy and was the same height as me, and he was kind of a geek, which I loved about him. We could talk for hours. My friends saw all of the negatives and were pushing more for me to get back with my ex, who was a serial cheater and a gaslighter. I was young, dumb, and ended up treating Matt really badly, and it's one of my biggest regrets. He eventually called me out on it and told me I couldn't keep stringing him along. I was totally ashamed of how I treated him, and it was kind of a wake-up call that I needed to get my stuff together. So I cut off everyone, moved away, and started working on myself. That is really messed up of you to be like there, to have treated him badly because of what your friends thought, and I'm glad that you decided to work on yourself because no one deserves that. Anyways, now I'm happily married with 2 kids, but there was always that thought in the back of my mind, what if I had just dated him and not paid attention to anyone else and let them manipulate me? And things with Matt always felt unfinished. I moved back a couple years later for work, and last I saw he was starting to date someone and looked happy, so I just stayed away. My feelings for Matt are complicated. I love my husband very much. He is the love of my life and love our life together. But the idea of Ash getting with Matt makes me uncomfortable. But at the same time, what right do I have to say anything? I told Ash the backstory, and she immediately said she wouldn't pursue anything, but I feel like I have no right for my feelings to affect her and Matt. We never even officially dated. I feel like I'm being a major a-hole. Edit, just to clarify, there was an intimate relationship. We just never officially labeled it. I think you are the a-hole in this situation because that was a long time ago, and you don't have anything to do with him anymore, and I think that she's able to make that decision herself. But let's see what the comments say. Let's see. You are the a-hole. You are an a-hole to Matt, and you didn't even officially date. It was also 10 years ago when you were basically kids still. He's not the 18-year-old kid you didn't give attention to anymore. Assuming you have had no contact with him since, you don't even know him anymore. Yep, pretty much exactly what I said. So you're married now and you basically didn't even really date a decade ago? Yikes. I'd say you're the a-hole. Yeah. think the general consensus is, yeah, you are the a-hole and you should let that go. And give your friend the go ahead, because it really shouldn't be bothering you. You are married, and yeah, time to grow up on that one. All right, guys, see you in the next one.